Hello, welcome. Oh, wait, no. I think everything's working. Let me get my mic. There we go. Hello, welcome. It's me, Danyell Carmelita, your favorite tarot reader and astrologer. You know, I thought I had everything ready. Everything. Anyway, but this is live, so work with me. But you know, I'm getting better. The more I do this, the better I get live. Okay, so first, today we are talking about Leo season. We're talking about the transits. I will have a video coming up, everything Leo, but in this video, we're talking about Leo season. We're talking about if you're into an altar, what you can put on your altar for Leo season. We're talking about the full moon, August 1st, and the new moon, August 16th. And we're talking about all the transits in between all that energy for this season. So let's get started. Okay. First, announcements. Yes. Okay. So please check out my previous videos. But before you do that, remember to subscribe, like, and comment. That helps me out. That is how I get paid. So instead of paying me, just hit that like button. That helps me out so much, you guys. Please do that. And yes, and also please let me know what content you're into. What do you like about this video? What I need to work on, you know, yada, yada, yada. I am not afraid of criticism. I actually like it and it actually works. Okay, my stuff gets better. Here are some of the videos I've already done. I did Venus going retrograde, and I explained what it means, how it will affect the collective and the horoscopes, and how it affected us in the past when we had Venus going retrograde in the sign Leo. Also, I had a pick a card tarot video, and that's already uploaded. It is about love, career, and more if you're into tarot. Then we have the lunar nodes, and forget the Cancer, the Cancer new moon, but the lunar nodes. If you want to know your horoscopes with the lunar nodes, check out this video. I also have a video on the lunar nodes, so please check that out. And lastly, we have my podcast, and it is the Astro Tarot Insights, and it is on everything: Spotify, Amazon, iTunes. It's on it all, and hold on, checking. Okay. Yes. And the last podcast was really good. I did it on Barbie, Jamie Foxx. I did it on the latest topics, cocaine in the White House. Yes. So like I said, please don't forget to subscribe. I cannot ask you to do that anymore. Subscribe, hit that bell if you want to get notified when I do the next video. For some reason, it really doesn't share my live videos. So yes, and I do that weekly, sometimes twice a week. And again, please like. I know I'm sound like I'm begging, but I know the amount of people watching it are not liking it, and they're probably watching it for a long time. So just please like it, especially if you get your horoscopes out of this, and if you learn something. Now, what was I going to say? I was going to say something before I was going to say subscribe, but I will remember. Anyway, so let's get started on everything. First, I'll show you guys the transits, right? Go ahead and screenshot this while I take a sip of water. Oh, this is the transit for the first half of Leo season, and this is the second half transits of Leo season. So please go ahead and check those out. Let me see. Let me actually make this better so I can explain the transits for you. Okay, here we go. Yes. Okay, so here are the transits, and we're going to talk about Mercury entering Virgo, how that feels for us. And we're currently, Mars is in Virgo right now. Let me put up my chart so I can see what we're experiencing now, because I just can't remember everything. Today is the 24th, like the date. Yeah, so yeah, we got Mars in Virgo. We're already feeling like we're work. So this is, I think it's positive Virgo energy. Let me know, it varies each sign. Yes, but we're going to go into all those transits too as well. And then what do we have important here? Oh, at the end, remember Mercury is going to retrograde in Virgo. So we'll go into that. I'll get more detailed in another video, but we're definitely going to go over that. And then we, of course, we have the sun in Virgo. We have the new moon. In last clip, we had the full moon. So, and I'll go through all the individual transits. So let's get started. Oh, also too, I want to say, full on first. Actually, I wanted to say before we really get started, I'm going to do tarot, and I'll do it for the collective, and I also do it for the horoscope. So after I explain everything, please stay to get the collective tarot for everyone. It is for all of us, okay? And your tarot for your horoscopes. Okay, so let's get started. We got July 27th. Mercury is conjunct. It's in the sign Leo, and it is conjunct Venus. First, let me explain Leo energy before I even get with the first transit. Okay, so let me see how I can do this. Sorry, this is a new format. Every time I do a live, I do something new. Just always challenging myself. Leo is from July 22nd to August 23rd. Leo represents strength and nobility. I am going to do a video on everything Leo. I have been doing it with all of the zodiac signs. I think I started with Pisces. So go ahead and check out those videos if you want to know about other energy. But we'll talk about Leo. And Leo is enthusiastic, it's powerful, it's expansive, dogmatic, and extravagant. Leo's life lesson is learning to acknowledge their worth as an individual, to unlock their inner confidence. I apologize if you hear any noise. I have the air conditioning on because it is hot, just like a Leo, okay? Hence the sun. The energy could be bossy and self-orientated, self-assured, attention-seeking, arrogant, hates being ignored, and known for having a fragile ego because we're dealing with the sun. And how could you ignore the sun, right? The sun is the ruler planet of Leo. It's also about romance, creativity, childlike activities, fun, and radiance. And it just reminds me of summer. Everything summer is kind of what you get. And tap into the solar gifts of vitality and creativity and confidence. We have the lion that is ruled by Leo, and the lion is all about his pride, and he gets a little lazy, okay? Leo is also a fire sign, and with fire signs, you get the energy of transformation and action. It's a day sign, meaning it's inhale and very masculine, and it's all about external energy. Fire sign is also, all the fire signs are also associated with action, boldness, and passion. Focus on being warm and father energy, masculine energy when you're dealing with this Leo. Now it's also fixed. And I am going to go more detail into Leo. Trust me, I get really detailed. And fixed is about having the power to stay in certain projects and plans and ideas. And the cardinal sign started the ideas, and now Leo and the other fixed signs are here to keep those ideas and make sure they're staying put. Now let's talk about some altar. So that's what we have in a nutshell for Leo season as a whole. But here's some Leo altar suggestions. You have the sunstone and amber and carnelian. You can use those crystals or stones to put on your altar. Anything dealing with orange, yellowish kind of stone, you can use that for your altar. I think it's crystine. It's a very happy stone. Gold, yes, gold. Oh, that is why, you guys, that is why I am wearing this here in honor of Leo, because we're dealing with the gold. What else do we have? We have anything orange, also yellow, orange, that kind of family. Do an orange candle, do a yellow candle, and go ahead and manifest the things that you want with those energies. And herbs, you have chamomile, sunflower. Oh, I actually have sunflowers. I should have put them over here. I actually have sunflowers as you enter the door for Leo season to get that courage and strength and that fire. Marigold, I love marigolds. And I usually have them in yellow and white at my local place where I buy my flowers. Essential oil is basil. The incense is juniper and rosemary. I have juniper herbs that I use. You can use for female things. And there's other benefits to Jennifer, because I really, during Taurus season, I got into herbs. So they sell Jennifer, not the incense, but Jennifer, the herb. They sell that at Whole Foods. You can look in the spices section, and it's called Jennifer berries. Okay, what else? Oh, citrus, very Leo energy. So you can have orange, lemon, or grapefruit, anything citrusy, cinnamon, fire, happiness, creativity, anything dealing with romance. You can have that all in your altar. Okay, so now let's get into these transits, shall we? Okay. So the first, on July 27th, Mercury in the sign of Leo is going to conjunct Venus retrograde. Okay, that's what that RX is in the sign Leo. So it's about our day-to-day errands. The planet that is about our day-to-day errands and thinking and communication is now in the sign of drama. Okay. Extravagance, darling, and a major confidence. And it's joined, when you have conjunct, I mean, it's joined with planet of love and beauty with the same energy. However, remember, retrograde could be more internal energy. So you may be stimulated to appreciate some art, and maybe art that you really appreciate, not what the collective appreciates. Poetry or music. You may tell someone you love them or discuss your relationship with someone. On an abstract level, you may start see some patterns running through your mind, and experience some things that can help you tie some understanding, which is clarity, because Mercury is the planet of mental thinking. This is a time when your social conversations can flow easily, and you can exchange some ideas. Now, because we have Venus going retrograde, well, it's in retrograde, station retrograde, then this work is going to be a little bit harder and more internal work that you have to do. You are likely to communicate with you're likely to communicate and compromise with this transit, and there's opportunities for harmonious interaction. So that's what we have on the 27th. Now on the 28th, we have Pluto retrograde in the sign Capricorn. You do not need to worry about Pluto in retrograding, okay? Because it does that a lot. And Pluto is already about transformation and change and reevaluating constantly. So you don't have to worry about that. But I mean, it's more internal energy, and you're dealing with the sign Capricorn of structure and limitation. And it squares the lunar nodes. And you see the time. I put the time on here, you guys, so you can know if this is day or night, just FYI. And this is Pacific Standard Time. Pluto, the planet of power and transformation in the sign of structure and boundaries, comes with irritation or aggravation with our future and past. Actually, let me put this up here. And it's a time to cast off the old and welcome the new. You may find a little thing surprising, because you're gonna be kind of caught off guard, because you're trying to have your goals here, and you're comfortable with the lunar node, the past node, the south node with your past, and something's going to change and make you have a transformation with this energy. New friendships, you may get a new association, groups, business associations, projects, perhaps maybe a new marriage partner. Yes, because this is all about transformation and change. So something new has to happen. It may force you to reassess your life, and you may literally be throwing away things that you don't want to possess, and old things, and maybe old possessions, or walking away from things that no longer serve you. That is the energy you get. I always think that of Scorpio and the Eight of Cups. Yes, anyway, but that's what we have on the 28th. Now we have Mercury enters. Do I have something on Mercury entering? Yes, I do. So Mercury enters Virgo. Oh no, that's Mercury retrograde. Okay, so let me just explain Mercury. Look at me, I'm just pressing too many buttons, but I kind of like it. Okay, I have a Mars in Gemini, so I love the technology, love the change. So I should have put my hair in a ponytail so you can really see the gold, or lowered the video. Anyway, okay, sorry, distracted. So Mercury into Virgo, and again, Mercury is about our thinking process, our communication. So it's going to be all about details and patience. That is going to be the collective focus and precise speech and thought and process. And that all that's going to be more important to us. So like me setting up this live, for example, if we have Mercury in the sign of Virgo, I'm really going to take my time and make sure every detail is right. So the mic would be on while Mercury is in Virgo. Precise speech, I said that we'll analyze, dissect, and decide what is useful and what is deemed practical and impractical. We need to be careful, though, that we won't lose perspective on the bigger picture and long-term goals, because Virgo is all about the here and now. We should be also aware of possibility of expressing ourselves on a too factual manner. So I feel like Mercury Virgo energy is very like robotic. There's no gray, and there really isn't like the art aspect of it or the spiritual aspect of it. It gets lost in the sauce because it's so tangible versus intangible, and it has to touch it and see it to believe it. Okay, so be aware of that. And then it's very dry and critical and unimaginative. Okay. So we gravitate to useful information with this energy. It's a time to be conservative in thinking and strong tendency to want to know the facts and certainties. Try not to be too perfect. Anytime you get Virgo energy, it's very perfectionist, and then it doesn't want to release things. So try not to live in that energy when we have that Virgo entering, Mercury entering Virgo, and that's July 27th. Sorry. So we have August 1st, and now we have the full moon. Now I'm pretty sure I have something on this full moon here, and the full moon is in Aquarius. So the full moon is the climax. Anytime we have a full moon, there's a climax of the lunar cycle, because there's several moon phases, and this is right here, like the climax of it. Okay, it's about releasing the old, forgiveness, getting time for inner work, and also the energy of tug of war, because you have the sun opposing the moon when you're looking at this chart, and if you take a picture of the sky. So what does it mean when you have the full moon in Aquarius? This full moon will be a great for all masculine signs. So if you're in Aries, Gemini, Leo, Libra, Sagittarius, or Aquarius, this would be great for you. You don't have to worry about anything. Now, if you are female energy, earth signs and water signs, then this is going to be a little challenging for you. Okay. And remember, the sun is in Leo, which is opposite of Virgo, which the moon is in, opposite of Aquarius. And that is where the moon is in. The moon will be in the sign Aquarius. So you have this polarity of the self versus the group. How can I make myself happy? Sorry about that. How can I make myself happy, and how can I make the external happy? So you're going to have that issue. Remember, anytime you have the full moon, there's also could be some fighting or issues with female energy, because the moon represents female energy. Change and processing, time to detach. Aquarius is all about detachment. Okay, very aloof energy. Find balance from trying to be all people versus having a real relationship, and that is what we're going to have as a collective. I'm going to go over the horoscopes of that, so you'll get into that later. So now we have that same day, we have Mercury that is going to, in Virgo, oppose Saturn, which is retrograde in Pisces, and that is August 1st. All this is August 1st. So we have, let me read this one first. Actually, we have Mars trine Jupiter. Mars is in the sign of Virgo, and it's trining Jupiter in the sign of Taurus. And Mars is the planet about a war and how we exert our energy. And it's going to work in a very harmonious way. We won't have to do any, okay? It's going to naturally attract towards us work when Jupiter, the planet of abundance and luck, is in the sign of what we deem as our resources. So this transit could be best for high energy, especially when we're trying to get our resources, or the thought of being optimistic for our resources. You're going to believe that you can do 2 times the amount of work. Mars is energy, right? So now it's very optimistic. So it's like, I'm strong. I could do it all. That is what it's very high and feel good energy, very optimistic. It's great for business and working out too. Okay. Because you're dealing with Mars Virgo. So focus on health, focus on diet, focus on the body that day. It's great energy. It's there's vigor, so it's great for physical activity, which I just said, especially when you're dealing with those 2 earth signs. Okay. So that same day, we have Mercury Virgo. They're both in the sign of Virgo. So I hope that doesn't confuse you for all you newbies. But Mars is the planet of energy. And now Mercury is also in the Virgo, and it is the planet of our intellect and thinking and communication, our day-to-day travel. And it's opposing Saturn. Saturn's retrograding, but it's in the sign of Pisces. So the planet of the mind and communication, it's in the energy of conflict with details and not details. It's in the energy of details and being analytical, and it's opposing and conflicting because the distance is so far apart, right? They're against each other, they're at odds, and there's tension and conflict in the planet of restriction, which is Saturn, and authority. And that it's also in the sign of illusions and dreams. So what does that look like? Your concrete thoughts may conflict with your limitations and your illusions. There's very serious thinking. You are concerned with your relationship to the world or your place in it rather than the meaningless abstract thoughts. It's illusion is like, it's not working here because your thought is like, everything needs to be practical and concrete. And what is this abstract thought? So, but it's a great time for mental thinking, heavy mental thinking. You may want to seek authority like a father figure because you're dealing with that Saturn energy, but especially a father figure that is very spiritual. That is the energy you get that day. You want to know how to meet your practical needs, okay? And you may want to work to improve your practical needs through spirituality, okay? Or how can something through your dreams, because that's what else you get for Pisces. Okay, so August 6th, Sun Leo, our sun, beautiful sun Leo, is squaring Jupiter in Taurus. And our ego is in a sign of drama and courage. And it's in a situation where the planets become stressed and there is not much, it's not easy to win because each of them don't want to put any effort. And you got to meet halfway when it comes to the planet of luck and expansion, especially when we're dealing with our resources. Taurus, I just think of resources, okay? Or what you deem resources. So practice discipline and avoid spending excessively because the ego is going against your resources naturally, okay? So don't be extravagant because this Leo energy could cause some conflict that day. You're dealing with the ego. It could be very like, everyone look at me. And since you're not looking at me, maybe I'll overspend to feel in that empty hole of not everyone looking at me because I'm on stage and no one's letting me be on the stage. So that is the energy you get that day, August 6th. August 9th, Venus, which is retrograding, is in the sign of Leo and it squares Uranus. Uranus is the planet of unexpected situations and yes, and that's in the sign of Taurus. So I always think unexpected situations with our resources. The planet of beauty and art is in the sign of drama and conflict, and it is stressed out. The planet of unexpected situations in the sign of resources. So you may get some conflict out of the blue regarding your coin, okay? Or whatever you deem as a resource, because your resource could be your voice if you are something with a Gemini energy, or your resource could be organization if you're dealing with Virgo energy, or pets. So yes, you can get things out in the open and text your flexibility with this energy because every transit is a lesson. My husband, hates when I said, I'm like, everything's a life lesson. And this transit is a lesson. All of them are. So there's new experience that may attract something out of the ordinary. Whenever you're dealing with Uranus, just get ready for change and be very flexible. Now, Virgo, Mercury in the sign of Virgo trines Jupiter in the sign of Taurus. Details and looking at the small picture works hand in hand with the bigger picture in life, because now the small little Virgo detailed person who's all focused on the small details is now like, wow, this details is working for long run energy, long goals energy, and not just myself and at home, but also the world. Okay. Details and looking at the small picture works hand in hand. Plans for the future and creating organization systems. That is great that day. Maybe avoid. Oh, what happened? Why did it blink? Okay. Hope that didn't mess up anything, but I didn't do anything. I didn't press anything. It's great for business, mental energy, open to new ideas is what you get for that. Also, it's a great time to study something very deep. So like law, some not deep like psychology, but deep like philosophy or religion, or subjects that have a high mental thought. But you may want to not want to solve problems, and you may want the easy way out. No, use your Virgo energy, do the work, okay? August 10th, the sun, Leo, is going to conjunct Venus, that is retrograding Leo. And this is about the halfway point of Venus retrograding, okay? So you may be it may be really beautiful that day. Everything may be beautiful, okay? Or romantic. You want creativity, or you may be around beauty. Self-expression is going to be strong because we're dealing both with Leo. Leo on Leo on Leo. So this is like Leo energy on steroids. Everything that I discussed earlier in this video is what you're getting. So there's assertiveness. You want to be on a stage. You may bring up a new love interest. Romance is in the air. Maybe indulgent, maybe vain. Okay, be aware of that. Maybe like I want to be too much on stage because the sun is just bright on that Venus. Arts and beauty is great to be around that day, but don't overdo it by buying. And I think this might be a Kanzimi from my last video. I don't want to change my notes because I'm scared I might lose it. But I'm thinking this is the day that's Kanzimi, and Kanzimi is when Venus is in the heart of the sun. So I'm thinking that this is when this is. And that means it's like right on it, and it's just like there. So here's the sun and here's Venus, like dead in the middle of it. So be careful of overspending, okay? But it's okay to just go to an art exhibit or do something, because you're dealing with retrograde Venus. So do something that is beautiful for you, especially with Leo, okay? But don't go too far. Okay, don't say Danyell Carmelita told me to do it for me, and then you're selfish. No, we're not doing that. Okay. Now we have Sun and Leo, August 15th is squaring Uranus in the sign of Taurus, and there's something dramatic, and it could be unexpected. And because we're always talking about Uranus as being unexpected, and it happens when it can come with our resources. And also we're dealing with the future. Uranus is about the future and hopes and dreams. So when it comes to our resources, but you may upset others also, and you don't want to do your normal routine. You want something that's out of the box, something that's different. Disruptions will happen, causing arguments and unexpected separations, because you're dealing with your ego, and your ego cannot handle this abrupt change. Okay, expect the unexpected that day. That's all I have to say with that. And okay, then we have August 16th. We have a new moon here. Did I talk? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm like, did I talk about Mars yet? Okay, so we have a new moon in Leo. It's August 15th. It happens at 2:38 a.m. It's going to be 23 degrees. Okay, and new moon is all about manifesting your dreams. Plan, look forward, and make time for it. Think about what you do want and what you do not want. Okay. Each new moon takes the energy of the sign that it's in, and it's in the sign of Leo. It's all about courage and self-expression and being on stage, confidence. It's all about everything that I discussed earlier, but it's also about what else do we have with the sun? The ego, because it's all about the ego with Leo. But it's in 23 degrees, and 23 degrees is an Aquarius degree. So there could be some surprises, some divorces, high places, high tech, new technology, humanitarianism could be dealing with this new moon, but you're manifesting. Okay. Organizations, friends, networking, also indifference to criticism out of appearance. So you don't care about criticism regarding your outer appearance, because in the Sabian symbols, this is, I looked it up for this degree, and yes, it's ignored you're ignoring the work of the inner. Okay. Also, with any new moon in Leo, it's all about showing off, flirting, being creative, love thyself, and spoil yourself. That is what you get every time there is a new moon in Leo. Okay. So back to, okay. I wanted a smooth transition. That wasn't that smooth. Okay. So now we have Mars Virgo in the sign. Wait, did I show my Mars energy here? Yes, I think I did. Just want to make sure I did. I don't know if I did, but whatever. Okay, so now we have Mars. Oh, that same day. So Mars is in a sign of Virgo, which I just showed that. It's trine Uranus. And it's working perfectly with our energy. Our ego is working perfect with our energy. So you get hardworking and hardworking well with anything that God is doing. So we're working well with anything God is throwing at us unexpectedly, especially when it comes to material and possessions and our home, all that, and our resources. I'm trying not to say resources, but I'm just sorry. I just want to say that you're actually welcoming change and something new to your day-to-day routines, especially when it comes to dealing with anything that you are materially working with. Also, this is work ethic. Okay. So Virgo is all about their work, and Taurus is about their work ethic too. So it's great for work. Okay. So you're able to have some new activities, some new encounters, and it's okay being different with this energy. Now, August 22nd, we have Venus retrograde in the sign Leo. It's squaring Jupiter in the sign Taurus. That is overspending. Okay. August 22nd. Give your husband the credit card. Turn off the credit cards. I mean, don't even take your phone because that Apple Pay could be dangerous. Take off the Apple Watch. Okay. Don't overspend. Don't overdo too much. Do something you really enjoy as long as there is nothing you have to do, because then that is cutting corners and you're actually like, I want to have fun. I want to enjoy the beauty of life, and you're not being responsible because you're just worried about I and not the group. So anything you have squaring Jupiter, it's just abundance, and you just don't want to overindulge. Discipline is what you want to focus on that day. Now, that same day, we have Mars in the sign Virgo is opposing Neptune, and your energy of getting things done and doing it with patience is conflicting with spirituality, because Neptune is in the sign of Pisces. It is the ruler of Pisces as well. You feel discouraged and inadequate with your daily demands. Physical energy could be low. Avoid stress with your body. Insecurity is what you get with this energy when it comes to energy. To fevers and infections could happen with this transit. Maybe poor communications with someone close. Avoid any medication or drugs, because Neptune is in charge of drugs and medication, but now you're dealing with your physical energy. So it may not go well. Okay. Because it's no bueno. I'm not saying don't take the medication that your doctor prescribed. I'm just saying, if you're like, today I want to try a drug, no. NO says no. Okay. It spells no. I'm saying no. Working alone, spiritual work is great. Yoga, meditation, all good that day, but don't do it with drugs. Okay. August 23rd, the sun enters Virgo. I will get more detailed on that in the next video. Not the next video, but when I do Virgo transits. But in a nutshell, because I'm always like a day late, I shouldn't have put that out there. I'll be on time. Okay. But if you want a little snapshot of what's happening, then Sun in Virgo, we've discussed so much Virgo energy, but you're dealing with details and health and perfection and work and systems and organization and pets and service to others. And then also to I am going to do a Mercury retrograde also 2 weeks before any planet retrograde, since when we get that shadow phase. I'll have to put that up. I might put that down below so you can know when Mercury retrograde, when you'll feel that shadow phase. Also, I would like to say when Venus retrograde started in the shadow phase, not when it started, before the 22nd, I decided to... Well, I didn't decide. It was very spontaneous. I am a very spontaneous person. And I was at the beach and I was laying out. I'd never lay out in the sun. And I was laying out and I got a sunburn. Okay. Because I was like, let me try tanning instead of doing a spray tan, because I'm here. Might as well do that. Well, that doesn't make sense if Venus is in a shadow phase of Leo. Leo, the ruler of Leo, is the sun. And here I'm trying to do something beautiful to myself. Beauty, aesthetics, very Venus. And it's in a shadow phase. Well, I got burnt. Not only did I get burnt, my daughter got burnt. I never get a sun burn, suntan, tan, a burn from the, okay, you know what I mean? I never get burnt from the sun while laying out. Well, guess what? My whole body, my back, my thighs, my legs all got burnt. Okay. Still feeling a little residuals from that. But I definitely learned my lesson and didn't plan that because I was very spontaneous. And when anything retrogrades, you need to plan. Speaking of retrograde, don't mean to yell. Here are some rewords, okay? Because anytime a planet retrogrades, this is what you need to do. Mercury normally moves faster than the Earth around the sun. Mercury is retrograding. It's going to move slower than the Earth, which it normally doesn't do that. So Mercury rules, so that means we all need to move slow. Anytime a planet retrogrades, okay? Mercury itself rules communication in all forms: listening, writing, reading, speaking, activities close related to communication, like negotiations and contracts, information, gossip. You get a lot of gossip during retrogrades of when Mercury is retrograding. And then we're dealing with the sign of Virgo. So might a lot of gossip at work. Okay. What else? Gossip about messiness and not being perfect. It also rules travel, automobiles, and air. And when we have Mars in Virgo, we get a lot of like missiles. And Mercury, Virgo, I would think transportation in the air is bigger. So yes, just be careful of traveling. If you're trying to travel, I would plan all of that before right now. Just plan it right now. Also rules travel, automobiles, shipping, mail. What else do we have? Misconnections, delays in hearing permanent information, getting a message from an ex or an ex-friend. Mercury represents mental quickness, cognitive functioning, and reasoning. The flip side of Mercury is cleverness and wit. They're very witty and cunningness. Mercury is also a trickster, and there's misbehavior. And be careful of that when you have the retrograde. Here are all the R words, okay? I don't think I have reframe and research on there. Revisit, reorganize, retrieve, reconnect, resolve, repeat, reflect, redo, reimagine. Okay. Plus all these beautiful words here that I already have on here. That is what you need to do while you are Mercurating. While Mercury is retro